All right, coming back with another Real Talk video. Real Talk. I want to talk to the women for a moment in this video. Holy Ghost help me through this one. I want to talk to the women for a minute. The reason I did that video also on when I was saying they calling you a bitch and they calling you a hoe. Because there was an incident. This young lady, uh, 18, 19 years old, party went on. She decided to go in this party with her little short stuff on. The young men in the party was already turning their head, looking at how fine she was, how her body was. And she wanted all the attention, and she definitely got it. But in this party, it got out of hand. They was slipping stuff into people's drinks. You know how it go. Make a long story short, they drugged her. They took her in the room. Four guys, five guys. They all took their turn. Then they beat her up. They beat her up. They raped her, and then they murdered her. Cold blood. They beat her up. They raped her, and then they murdered her. And the reason why I do videos like this because I want the young women to understand it ain't about what's on your outside. It's about your heart, your inside. And if a man can't look at you for who you are, not just your body. And fellas, I'm getting ready to hit on us in the next video. So I'm not going to talk about the men in the video. This video is straight for the women. There are a lot of women being raped. When you look at JT, now I'm coming from the heart in this video. When you look at JT, you're looking at a man who was falsely accused of rape. You're looking at a man that dealt with hell in his life for being called a rapist of something I never even done. That's why I reach out and I try to tell you young men to be careful. But I want to tell the young women, you got to be careful. See, God knew my innocence, and I was able to get freed from all charges. And here's the thing, JT didn't have to pay no lawyer. Everything was dismissed. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of details. But when you look at JT, remember that. You're looking at a man who was called a rapist. You looked at a man that was charged with aggravated sexual assault. And if you don't know what that means raping somebody with a weapon. That never happened. And the reason I'm saying this, I talk to young women all the time. And I try to tell them, a real woman ain't got to show off their body. It's hard enough staying alive in these days' time already. We don't need no extra attention on ourselves. They raped her, they beat her up, and they murdered her without even thinking twice. That was somebody's daughter. That was somebody's child. And a lot of these men walking around here doing this, they don't have no heart. They really don't. And in my life, when I dealt with people being scared of me, people coming up to me telling me that, oh, you're a rapist. The police knocking on my door to make sure I still stayed in the same house. That stuff made my life miserable. But I went through that for a reason. And God blessed me through that. And I'm here to tell you, young women, when you opening up your legs and thinking it's all this and all that, see, when you open up your legs and when you men running up in you, fellas, we all guilty. When you running up in each other, let me say it like that, we don't never think about what happens after that. This is why we got so much abortion. This is why we got so much teenage pregnancy. This is why so many babies being born out of wedlock and most people look like they ain't current nowadays. These children don't deserve what's going on. They didn't ask to even be here. And I'm tired of men walking around talking about that, oh, that I ain't taking care of another man's mistake. Children are not a mistake. They are a blessing. If we were going to call mistakes, then I don't think a lot of us would have been here. I'm so glad God ain't never looked at me as a mistake. And when I think about a woman and their precious self, how precious their body is, how you should want to just, like the Bible say, treat your body a living sacrifice to be holy and acceptable. You should really treat your body with respect. Your body is a gift from God. It's precious. But the sad thing is a lot of women are abusing their body. I did the other video that was very deep when I was talking about how so many young women getting off in the porn industry and how many young women have been killed behind porn. CJT talks about what most people don't want to get on. Because a lot of these folks that's down in people that's got these degrees, these lawyers and doctors and judges and police officers, so on and so on, why does it seem like now they the ones getting in the most trouble than anybody? You ever thought about that? Why the police is getting more and more crooked? Why these doctors be going to these things and porn and they looking at this stuff, they paying for sex, they messing with underage children. You see the news and it makes you just want to cut it off. So I want to talk to the young women who's getting ready to go to these parties. Be very careful. Because I can't stop nobody from doing nothing. But be careful. And if you're drinking, make sure you go make your own drink. Even though that ain't even safe. Because the reason I say these things is because people going to do it anyway. But be careful. Be best not to drink at all. And be best not to even go to the party at all. Because these parties now, people still spiking drinks. I got a woman very, very close to me. I won't reveal her name. She had this done to her. She was raped. They don't know who the child's dad is. They took turns on her, drugged her. Sad. Very sad. And then that's why you got these children growing up with hatred, because they don't never know who their daddy is. So think about it. That's why I said you ain't got to dress like a hoe. You ain't got to dress like that. I mean, you are precious already. If you can't acknowledge the beauty that you already have within yourself, something wrong with that. See, I'm a real man. I tell anybody, a real man can notice how beautiful a real woman is without even her dressing so revealing. Because a lot of these women are doing that to get attention. And what you going out looking for, you just might get it. She went to that party. That was the last day she did anything. She's dead now. 18, 19 years old. She went in there going to have a good time and wound up going in there having her last time to do anything. The men didn't have no heart. So when you're going out to these parties, when you're going with people you know you ain't got no business hanging around, you better be very careful. I told the young man in that old video I did, 15 minutes out of your life can cause you 15 years out of your life, or cause you 15 years to life, or cause you your life. So many people dead now. I had so many people trying to threaten me and kill me because they call me a rapist. And, oh man, I won't even go into details about what JT went through growing up. It wasn't no joke. That's why I try to tell the truth. It ain't about how fine you are. It ain't about you going out with these little skimpy outfits on. Because, I'm telling you, it's hard enough sticking to yourself and staying out of trouble already. Some of these women going out with no drawers on, period. Nothing on. Easy access. And some of them just saying, come and get it. But not all women. That's why I have so much respect for women. And let me say this too, and when I did that other video on you wonder why they calling you a bitch and a hoe, the reason I said that also, now, do JT walk around here and degrade women? No. That was the title I wanted to use in that video. They calling, Tupac made a song, you wonder why they call you bitch. I know people don't like when I say things like this, but once again, I'm not the holier than thou person. I'm keeping it real and trying to reach the lost. And I'm not saying, it's like I say, I'm not justifying cussing is okay, but you got to understand the text and the term I'm using when I say this. There are women being beat up and raped, look like every day. Prostitutes are being murdered. People in the porn industry are they getting their necks slit. They being tossed out of windows. They being murdered. Because somebody done had too much dope in them. Somebody done had too many ecstasy pills. Somebody so high they don't remember what they have done. Somebody done caught AIDS again. Somebody got an STD they can't get rid of. Do we think about these things when we unzipping our pants, men? Women, do you think about these things when you opening up them legs and say, go on, give it to me? And with that being said, I'm not going to make this video no longer. God bless you. And God keep you. Real talk from JT tonight. Stay blessed.